Elementary school has been an epic novel. Each grade was a chapter, and every experience a page that shaped the story of me. School introduced me to interesting characters, wonderful developing plots, nail-biting suspense, adventurous quests, and comic relief.
My years at Helman were like a flower blooming. My friends and teachers were my sun and rain who helped me bloom. Each grade was a stage of blooming.
School is kind of like my family's property. There's always more work to do, and every year as we get older, it gets harder. The only difference is school has weekends and summer vacation.
For me, school is like a fire. When you start school, your fire could be big and excited, or it could be small and nervous. Once you get used to doing new things, you could have big flames for a long while, but at some point, the flame will go out and it will be time to make a new one.
Held you in my arms when I woke, dear.
Hello! I'm going to tell you about a moment in kindergarten that I will never forget. One day, the teachers told us a police officer was going to propose to Awika, our kindergarten helper. I thought nothing of it. Turns out it was a big deal.
I was so afraid for kindergarten that I didn't want to leave my mom on the first day. Tia was the first teacher I had. We had building blocks for us to build and play with. Whenever we were at the carpet, I would keep my hand raised so I'd always get called first. For my birthday, Tia sang me the happy birthday song, but it was in football style.
At the beginning, I knew a few kids, and I'd met my teacher, Miss Tia, who always smiles and is a lot of fun to be around.
You are my sunshine, my only sunshine.
I remember on the home visit before we went to kindergarten, Miss Tia came to my house and read this book about a pig, and on the rainy day, she made cupcakes. After she left, I loved the book so much I started looking around the house to see if she left it there. I was very helpful. I learned that if Tia never came to my house and explained what would happen in kindergarten, I would have a harder time adjusting to the kindergarten world.
Sunshine away. Riding nowhere, spending someone's hard-earned pay.
I feel throughout kindergarten I was a good student, and there was also the time we went to China. I thought we were going to China, but it was actually just Miss Driscoll's room.
Run away home, run away home, we're going home.
What I appreciate about Miss Driscoll is how she's really kind and helpful. For example, she helped me learn many important things in life, like reading and writing.
Miss Driscoll always had a way of knowing what every student needed. Kindergarten was an amazing introduction to my story at Helman, not only because we flew to China, made stone soup, or had Friendship Fridays. It was amazing because of great friends and because of my wonderful teacher, Miss Driscoll.
Run away home, run away home, we're going home. You and I have memories longer than the road that stretches out ahead. To the swearing rain.
First grade. Wow, I was so scared to move away from Miss Tia. I thought that Valerie would be like the meanest teacher ever. But she was the total opposite. She was so nice, and I just loved being in that class so much.
The first day of first grade came, and sure enough, I had her. Her name was Miss Valerie, and she was really nice. At first, I thought she was going to be a tall, scary witch, but when I got there, she was greeting kids by the door. She was tall, but she had a kind face, and when all the parents left, she introduced herself.
Here I was, my second lap, Miss Carey's class. Miss Carrie greeted me with a big smile that made my first day jitters go away. She was so kind. One thing I remember that she taught me is that if I have a little patience, so much can be done. I also remember doing the 100 book club that year. My mom thought I did not know how to read chapter books yet, and she was correct. But with Miss Carrie's help and patience, I eventually made my lie the truth.
On our way back home. Run away home. Run away home. We're going home.
When I first started at Helman, I was in Miss Valerie's first grade class. Although I don't remember much, I know I had a good time. My favorite part of the year was when we cared for monarch butterflies. They started as eggs and grew into a caterpillar and flew away as a butterfly.
Don't think about it, just move your body. Listen to the music, sing oh, eh, oh. Just move those left feet.
We were first grade now, so I felt really cool that we weren't like the youngest anymore. I don't know why, but it made me very proud, and I was aware that there was a second grade, but they didn't have any interest in us, so we left them alone and they left us alone. And as far as I was concerned, we were the top of the school. That was before I found out about the third grade and the fourth grade and the fifth grade.
When you finally let go, and you say that solo.
I was shy, and when I talked, no one could hear me. But at recess, I was the loudest. One time during Read Out Loud, I made paper Army Men. One day, Braden shared my creation and had made his own version. And I was mad because I thought that he would get all the glory. But nobody cared about those things.
Show the room what you can do. Go to them, you got the moves. I don't know about you, but I feel better when I'm dancing. Yeah, yeah. I'm better when I'm dancing. Yeah, yeah. And we can do this together. I bet you feel better when you.
Second grade. It was fun to be in Tony's class because she loved Star Wars a lot, just like me. During Friendship Friday or free time, Tony would let us make paper airplanes and fly them in the courtyard. But we kept on getting them stuck in trees. I loved that Janet would let Tony take care of Nelson, and we got to watch Nelson run around the classroom, chasing a ball or a rope across the room.
Next up, second grade. Miss Mary's class was honestly the most chaotic and fun class I've ever been in. Miss Mary was so bubbly and fun that every day after school I looked forward to the next because I wanted to be in that classroom. One more memory I have is the Scary Mary desk. I think Miss Mary organized it maybe once. Thank you, Miss Mary, for the amazing laughter. You taught me to be loving with everyone no matter the circumstances.
Towards the end of second grade, I had to face my biggest challenge yet. I wanted to sing a song in the talent show that included some of my personal beliefs, but the school found it controversial. The school, my family, and I were able to find a compromise that allowed me to speak my mind and still follow the school's rules. That was a test of my character, and it required me to have courage. I emerged with experience in resolving conflicts civilly and thinking independently and speaking up for what I believe in.
May you get to rest, may you catch your breath. May the best of your todays be the worst of your tomorrows. Whoa, may the road less paved be the road that you follow. Whoa, well, here's to the hearts that you're gonna break. Here's to the lives that you're gonna change. Here's to the infinite possible ways to love you. I want you to have.
When I walk
When I walked by the classroom, I looked through the window, I saw her throwing things at the students. I was so scared. I heard stories about this one. They even called her Scary Mary. Then I got to know her. Kind, nice, funny, and so many more.
I want you to have it all. May you be as fascinating as a slap bracelet. May you keep the chaos and the clutter off your desk. May you have unquestionable health and less stress. Having no possessions though immeasurable wealth. May you get a gold star on your next test. May your educated guesses.
Second grade. I think I remember second grade the most. I mean, how could I not? My teacher was the loudest person I've ever met. Not just in volume, but like if you looked at her outfit, you would go into a coma. Not to mention that she went through brain surgery and almost passed out on me. And when there was an unexpected Jolly Rancher rainstorm. Out of all the teachers I've ever had, Mary is the most fun.
Then there was the day Miss Tony turned into Tony Claus. She had brought a whole bag of teddy bears that we could have so that we could read aloud to them.
Without you, I want you to have it all. 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 Oh, I want you to have it all. All you can imagine.
Getting my stuffed lamb was so much fun. I thought I was the most special girl on the planet when Miss Mary gave it to me. One of the reasons I liked Miss Mary so much was because she really got me.
I told you, here's to the hearts that you gon' break.
Third grade. My teacher was Miss Kelly, the queen of laughter and smiles. And even though we didn't get to go on runs every morning like the other class, her patience and hugs made up for that.
First day at Helman school was in third grade. When I saw Kelly, she looked super nice and was smiling when I came in. Kelly helped me get used to doing school and helped the boys work out football arguments about the rules. She even bought the class of football. I learned how to be a good friend, how to keep going when I'm frustrated, how to eat fast so I could play longer with my friends at recess.
I remember learning multiplication. At first it was hard, but Miss Kelly helped me. Miss Kelly has helped me learn to be nice and care for others.
In third grade, I was quiet. I talked to my friends, but I didn't answer that many questions in class.
That's when I started going to Helman School. My third grade teacher was Camille, and for the first, 3 weeks of school, I didn't make friends with anyone. And I wasn't showing it, but I was very, very sad.
Kids chased Phoenix to braid his hair a lot.
And then, one day, a kid named Cohen walked up to me and asked if I wanted to play with him. So I wouldn't show how excited I was. I said, okay, whatever, and acted all cool and everything, even though on the inside I was bubbling with joy.
Then they started getting more people to help.
At the beginning of the year, everyone thought it was a girl, even Cohen. I also had to persevere by stopping the girls from braiding my hair.
Even kindergartners helped one. And one day, more than half the school was chasing Phoenix. Finally, me and Phoenix got some help. Yeah, it was just Andy and Brendan.
Don't worry, be happy. Ain't got no place to lay your head. Somebody came and took your bed. Don't worry, be happy. The landlord say your rent is late. He may have to litigate. Don't worry, be happy. Look at me, I'm happy. Don't worry, be happy. Hey, I give you my phone number. When you're worried, call me. I make you happy.
I remember walking into third grade like I was the coolest kid in class. I also later learned that fifth graders were way bigger and cooler. Kelly was the best third grade teacher I ever had. She also was the only third grade teacher I ever had. I liked doing the ice cream sundae multiplication sheets. I remember I stayed in all recess doing mine. I got all the toppings. But my favorite grade, it was one of my favorite grades because the fun activities she would set up for me and my friends to play.
When you worry, your face will frown, and that will bring everybody down. So don't worry, be happy. Don't worry, be happy now. Don't worry, be happy.
I remember every day when we would come in from recess, Mark would be eating his granola. I also loved free write with Ellen. One time I was writing a random list of things and I wrote Dixon Ticonderoga, the pencil brand. Ellen searched it because she didn't know what that was. We found out there was an entire museum dedicated to the Ticonderoga pencil.
One day I was so scared to go to school. We were going on a class bike and I couldn't ride a bike. I tried to be sick that day, but it didn't work. I'm glad that I went that day. Mark and a parent who was volunteering taught me how to ride a bike. That's the day I met a few good friends, like Mac and Bodie. That day I learned how to ride a bike. It was the best day I ever had. And to think it happened at school. Thank you, Mark.
Don't worry, be happy.
Fourth grade, this was a super fun year. My teacher was Ellen and Mark for math and some other things. We went on lots of field trips. One that stands out is Crater Lake. We actually went there twice, once in the fall and once in the spring. We did a lot of hiking at Crater Lake on that trip. On the spring trip, it was really snowing. We went snowshoeing.
I'm going to tell you a story about stringers, a mathematical project involving punching holes in a piece of paper and weaving string through them to make 3D designs. At first, I thought it was going to be super easy until I tried to do it. That's what messed me up. What kept throwing me off was this part where you had to put the string through 2 holes and then weave back around. I did this for 2 weeks, failing every time I tried. Until one day, I succeeded. I learned a valuable lesson of perseverance. 4th grade was hard, but I discovered if I keep trying, I will usually prevail.
Whoa, whoa, life is better with you. Whoa, whoa, life is better with you. And when I think about the things that we've been through, I know just one thing is true.
On our way back from snowshoeing at Crater Lake, I was sitting at the back of the bus and the roads were getting pretty windy. And you probably already know where this is headed. At the stop before hitting the highway, some students had to go to the bathroom. So we stopped at the ice cream shop. Everybody else thought we were getting ice cream, so I moved to the front of the bus while I could. When we hit the highway, my stomach started feeling worse until, well, let's just say it was pretty gross. Luckily, most of it got into the trash can. I felt much better, and I started joking around with the teachers until Naya and Ani threw up too.
Whoa, I'm not afraid to be alone. Being alone is better with you. Life is better with you. Whoa, whoa, life is better with you. Whoa, whoa, life is better with you. And when I think about the things that we've been through, I know just one thing is true. Life is better. Every day's not Valentine's, but you make me feel it most of the time with you. You. And all my life I've tried to find the one who makes me feel the way you do.
This stopped 4th grade. 4th grade was definitely the most eventful grade. Mark was all about outdoors. We must have gone on about 50 field trips, and over 9 out of 10 of them were outdoors. Mark is still about the weirdest person I know, but you know, weird is good. Thank you, Mark, for teaching me a lot I know about math, and you taught me never to smile except for on Thursdays.
Life is better with you. Whoa, whoa. Life is better with you. Whoa.
I wasn't expecting what was going to happen when I walked in on the first day of 5th grade. Instead of putting your stuff away and going straight to the carpet, there was kids all spread out and it was so loud. Trish was so nice. She was a great multitasker and she did so much for us. But she was also easily sidetracked. Like one minute we would be in math and the next minute we would be talking about her snake or her puppies. Another thing I remember was playing soccer. It started out as some of my friends kicking a ball around, and then it went into scrimmage, and finally half of 5th grade was playing soccer at recess.
I remember emceeing at the talent show. Amy taught me how to talk in an understandable way in front of a big crowd. I figure that's an important life skill. This year I also learned a lot about math from Trish. I really appreciate that Trish gave me a little bit of extra work during homeschool. It helped me stay interested in learning math.
Another thing about 5th grade was raising the salmon and checking on them every day, seeing if some died or grew throughout the night. I also remember one day we were playing a game outside. We would have to keep the bean bags on our heads. During the game, Joe said we should take a break and soak up some sun. So that's exactly what I did. I started rolling around in the grass singing, I'm gonna soak up the sun. My friends thought that was really funny and they laughed and laughed. Then throughout the winter season, when it was really cloudy, Aiden would always ask me, hey Essa, where did the sun go? And I would always reply with, well, I just soaked it all up. And he would say, yeah, that makes sense.
In the middle of the year, we played soccer every week, every day. But in the beginning of the year, not so much. We ran out. I got the ball and went to the field with just a couple of boys, like always. We wanted to play a real game, but the only way to get enough players was to get the girls to play, and then more boys will join. So Brandon, who volunteered, went to go ask the girls. After several tries, they decided to join. Girls versus boys. I still miss soccer. I even made myself a nickname, Stonewall, because I felt like I was like a big wall. In the Civil War, there was a man named Stonewall Jackson because he was like a stone wall.
The first time that I saw the Beware of Joe sign on Joe's desk, I was so nervous. I was wondering if it was real, but by the end of the day, I realized that he is so kind and caring and that he always wants to have a good laugh.
Trish liked to scare us. I don't know why, but it was funny. Except when you were being scared. Okay, I take that back. It wasn't so funny, but still kind of funny when it wasn't you.
In 5th grade, my teacher Joe tried to beat me in a race while I was ice skating. It seemed kind of hard to him. I just did my sprinting, skating thing on the ice, skated right back to the start. I think Joe was 20 feet behind me at that point. It was just like in 3rd grade when I found out that I was actually pretty fast. We were doing races one day and I was 15 feet ahead of them. I was like a race car.
One day it was snowy, so we had a half day, and when we went to school that day, it was still snowing. So at recess, there were people building snowmen and making mounds of snow to slide down.
I will never forget what happened at the end of the year. We missed out on so much, but it is amazing that Joe, Trish, and all the teachers want to make the best of it and can give us the closest thing to a graduation that they can. It really makes me feel special. Now the first section of the puzzle is all connected.
Before we got to the end stuff, a week before my birthday, they canceled school because of the stupid coronavirus.
Another thing I remember, which we will probably never forget, is the coronavirus. I had to miss the coast trip, the track meet, and our field trip to the Shakespeare play, which we earned through extra money for bingo night. We also missed puberty class, which I wasn't looking forward to, so that's a plus. We also missed our 5th grade graduation. Okay, let's focus on the positives though. At least I got to miss state testing. I wish there was a way to not include coronavirus in this reflection, but that seems kind of impossible. It has been a weird year for sure, but definitely a good one.
Because of COVID-19 and everything about it, confusing homeschool and how it stresses everybody out, teachers, students, and parents. My experience with this loud, rowdy Helman classrooms and the unexpected ending to the school year, I wanted lemonade, cake, balloons, pizza, and presents at the end of the trail. But instead there was mud pie and uncertainty.
Then we had the COVID-19 virus hit, and that was the end of school as we knew it. Our coast trip was canceled after we made a lot of money to go. After that, we did online schooling at home. Now it's getting close to the end of 5th grade and on to middle school.
And that year was going to be great. And it was, mainly. Energetic friends, an awesome teacher, that gets distracted easily. What could go wrong? Well, a lot of things. No Mayfair, no getting dunked, no trip to the coast, no graduation. But why, you might ask? Well, COVID-19.
But then one day we had to say goodbye until next season because of the COVID-19.
I hope I never forget all the things that my teachers did for me and everything that they did to turn me into the person I am now. I've made mistakes, but I wouldn't erase anything because what I've learned from that is a part of who I am now. My friends are also a big part of me. I have learned from them and hopefully they have learned from me. I wish there was something I could say or do to show how thankful I am to all of you and how you have helped me get through the first part of my puzzle. I wonder what the next section will bring and to see how much I've changed by the end of it and all the new friends I'm going to meet.
I've been looking forward to my graduation, my 5th grade graduation, since I was in kindergarten because I wanted to see my parents cry. Not that I haven't seen my mom cry enough, but I feel grateful. Trish and Joe are working so hard to make a unique graduation for us. I definitely feel a sense of accomplishment after I finish my 6 laps of elementary school.
People keep saying that we will reopen. I say that we are open. We're still together, just not in person. We're online and ready to learn. We're not going to adapt to a new normal. We're going to create a new normal. I'm not at school to make this speech today, but instead at my home. It seems like we're all so unfortunate, but we're fortunate to be here today. And on that note, I'm ready to jump into middle school with all of you. In person or not, We're in this together.
Helman is amazing. The teachers are nice, and the students too. I had no problem making new friends at Helman School.
In reflection, one thing that stands out in my mind was my mysterious teachers. In my school in Missoula, the teachers were energetic by telling jokes and taking us on a lot of field trips. They were also a lot stricter than the teachers were here in Ashland. Here in Ashland, they were super funny in class and pay attention. Although they are less strict than I would like, they're an entirely new type of teacher to me. Now I like that type of teacher. On to middle school.
But everything apart from that was great because of Joe and Trish, the two best 5th grade teachers in the world.
Although my years at Helman Elementary are finished, my puzzle is just getting started. I'll follow my puzzle through middle school and high school and hopefully one day college. Thank you to everybody who made my year so special. It was a truly amazing experience.
I am very sad to be leaving Helman Elementary School with all the wonderful things I have done with the amazing people I have done them with. At Helman, I learned to see the good in the world, not care what other people think of me, and to make a mark in the world. Helman is full of hurdles, but I got the best pick of people to do them with. Thank you, Helman, for holding the best memories I could ever dream of having. Thank you for having the most unique, wise, and fantastic people.
Watch them grow, they'll learn much more than we'll know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Someday I wish upon a star, wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where trouble melts like a lemon drops high above the chimney top. That's where you find me, oh, somewhere over the rainbow, way up high. The dreams that you dare to, why, oh why can't I? If you love somebody, better tell them why they're here, 'cause they just may run away from you. You'll never know what went well, then again it just depends on how long the time is left for you. I've had the highest mountains, I've had the deepest river. You can have it all, but now keep moving. I'll take it in, but don't look down. 'Cause I'm on top of the world, eh? I'm on top of the world, eh? Waiting on this for a while now, paying my dues to the dirt. I've been waiting to smile, eh? Been holding it in for a while, eh? Take you with me if I can. Been dreaming of this since a child. I'm on top of the world. I've tried to cut these corners, tried to take the easy way out. I kept on falling short of something. I could've gave up then, but then again I couldn't have, 'cause I've traveled all this way for something. I take it in, but don't look down. 'Cause I'm on top of the world, eh? I'm on top of the world, eh? Been waiting on this for a while now, paying my dues to the dirt. I've been waiting to smile, eh? Been holding it in for a while, eh? Take you with me if I can. Been dreaming of this since a child. I'm on top of the world. 'Cause I'm on top of the world, eh? I'm on top of the world, eh? Waiting on this for a while now, paying my dues to the dirt. I've been waiting to smile, eh? Been holding it in for a while, eh? Take you with me if I can. Been dreaming of this since a child. And I know it's hard.
Every day's not Valentine's, but you make it feel like most of the time. When I'm all alone with you, picking up pieces of my life, sometimes there's ones I just can't find, but they found a home with you. Whoa, I'm not afraid to be alone, but being alone is better with you. Life is better with you. Whoa, whoa, life is better with you. Whoa, whoa, life is better with you. And when I think about the things that we've been through, I know just one thing is true. Life is better with you. Some days are better than other days, but these days, life is better with you. Some days are better than other days, but these days, life is better with you. Life is better. Tell me what you want, I'll give you all that you need with my heart and my hand, saying please, baby, please, because nobody does that thing you do better than you. And thoughts still swim around in my head of all the words that we ever said. My favorites remain, I love you. Whoa, I'm not afraid to be alone, but being alone is better with you. Life is better with you. Whoa, whoa, life is better with you. Whoa, whoa, life is better with you. And when I think about the things that we've been through, I know just one thing is true. Life is better. Every day's not Valentine's, but you make me feel it most of the time with you. And all my life I've tried to find the one who makes me feel the way you do. Some days are better than other days, but these days, life is better with you. Some days are better than other days, but these days, life is better with you. And when I think about the things that we've been through, I know just one thing is true. Life is better with you. Whoa, whoa. Life is better with you. Whoa, whoa. Life is better with you. Whoa, whoa. Yes it is. Life is better with you. Whoa, whoa. Life is better with you. Whoa, whoa. Life is better with you.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue and clouds of white, the bright blessed day, the dark sacred night. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people going by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies cry, I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I never knew. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Yes, I think to myself, what a wonderful